officer to be able to assist in this critical time of year when we have cured out grasses. And after 5 o'clock at night, people are moving in and camping and lighting fires in the Foster floodplain. And we literally sit on the phone and get cycled from one person to another, and there's no action, there's no contact given, there's no effort to do any enforcement. So they tell us to call the fire department when the fire is ignited. That's the answer.
So I'm sure you all are aware we have a significant problem across the city with people camping in all kinds of places. And unfortunately, a number of the Bureau of Environmental Services properties are popular places to camp. So Foster Floodplain is a place where we are dealing with ongoing challenges around people who don't have homes who are camping at that site. I think probably the officer could tell you better than I what you do when you would witness something after hours. To me, I was told when I did crime prevention work years ago, you see something that's an immediate danger, you call 911. If it's not an immediate danger, you call non-emergency, and they're supposed to follow up. The mayor's office has a one point of contact, which is the official thing that you're supposed to contact. The challenge is we are under-resourced quite significantly. And so the number of people who are dealing with homeless issues, the amount of activities and so on, we are not responding in the way that we would like to. And so this is an ongoing frustration. This is the first, I've heard that there are issues with camping and with the parking lot of Foster Floodplain, and we've been in conversations between Bureau of Environmental Services, the police officers, and the park rangers to talk about that. We've been told to report any parking violations to parks as their own parking folks that deal with that. This is the first time I've heard someone specifically say they are witnessing fire issues this season. To me, that is a more serious issue. And so I can go back to our property manager and to the parks rangers that I know of and say, hey, have you heard this? And see what happens. And I'm happy to take your information. Past that, I feel very badly that I don't have a lot more to offer. And the officer may have other suggestions. Not to put you on the spot, but it sounds like it's a combination between property management, which is a Bureau of Environmental Services, and we manage the property with Parks and Recreation. So property management is our challenge. Immediate public safety concern then goes to whether it's a fire bureau or a police bureau, whether it's an immediate danger, or a parks ranger.
It's just, as a taxpayer, as someone who's probably invested in habitat improvement of that region, to think about the possibility of burning because we don't have the investment in the resources to manage it.
And no, absolutely, it's a big concern for us, and I don't think until a few years ago we really fully appreciated the risks around fire safety. And before 4th of July, we had a meeting with the Parks Rangers and BES and Park Rangers folks to talk about 4th of July, and I didn't do it. I was tempted to come out to the site on 4th of July, which is my day off, but to see what was going on. I know they posted signage, and it doesn't stop somebody from lighting fireworks, but at least it was an acknowledgement that we were saying this is not okay. But I will definitely follow up to let them know that you told me, and if you want to share or trade information, I will do it. Do you want to? Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Only like her.
Okay. So I think that's it for us.
Well, she just found out.
I mean, we refer as the police to everyone to the one point of contact. That's the only option we have. Honestly, the police are kind of a dead end in the city. Because, I gotta be careful what I say. We are under investigation for looking at us picking on the homeless in regards to our custodies and who we're arresting. I don't even have an answer, to be completely honest, because the way I feel as a police officer, I feel like when you call us, we're dead. So.
And I would say if I saw somebody lighting a fire next to dry grass, I would call them. Okay.
They will respond.
Right, and I am not an expert in that, but that's what I would do.
Yes, well, I've had about sometimes twice in the same day. I've done the spring water. I see smoke, I call them, they come out. They're a little bladder and a shovel and a little axe, and they go to cat, and they go, no, you can't do that, they put the fire out. And happens,
They walk away and they're like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, they walk away, you relight the fire.
And I think wherever there are hiding places, we have issues, but I work downtown Portland, and I saw 4 to 5 troubling things today, walking down the streets in downtown Portland. I live in Portland for most of my life. I've never seen it like this.
Yep.
And I've seen people in distress, I've seen people in all kinds of conditions. We are in a crisis, and I know that we're not resourced appropriately, and there is not consensus about how to deal with this issue, and as bureaucrats, it puts us in a very challenging position because we can't be as responsive. And I feel like that's a cop-out. I'm just trying to be honest.
The other question or environmental questions?
It's nothing for me. We have business cards here. We have a key call list on our Facebook page and our website. We have a key call list on our Facebook page and our website that has an entire list of a lot of different agencies to contact for these particular problems. I'm going to pass these out so everyone has one. So you can get on that Facebook page and the website and download that, print it, whatever you want to do with it.
Why did I raise my hand, Dave, and start smiling?
Here comes trouble.
No, I want to point out, with what was said in regards to with the law enforcement, don't be afraid to call the police. Document what's going on in your neighborhood. Now, these guys are handcuffed. I've met everyone in our neighborhood. We have wonderful officers working our area. Wonderful officers. They're tied down. But please don't hesitate to call. We need to document this so people know what we're living in.
Yeah.
If you don't, people are like, well, I'm not going to call because the police don't do anything. Well, guess what? That gets no attention then.
Yeah.
Even though they don't do something that day, it does make a difference down the road if this is a neighborhood that's highly impacted. So please, that was just my 2 cents. It's not their fault. We've got great officers, but please document.
And that is important. I think it's an important reality check for people who are making decisions about resources. And I can't say for sure, but my understanding is that some of the park ranger resources got reassigned in the last year, and in part that was in response to the activities that were being documented.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to stop. I know. People, I don't want to keep talking. I'm going to shut down. I just want to ask one more question. Was there somebody else who wanted to sign up for a site visit or for an e-news that didn't get a chance to relate it to the environmental study? Okay. I just want to make sure if you want it, would you pass this that way to that direction? Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having us here. Call us if you have any more questions. Come to the office hours.
I just want to thank you for working after hours and coming to this meeting. It's really
Absolutely. This is, we talked
So there's food and potato here, water and cooler. everyone, our next guest is Bill. Excuse me. Our next guest is Bill Stewart, the owner of the Pickles.
Hi everyone, I know there's a transition here between the first speaker and myself, and there's a lot more impact here on what they're doing. I'm Bill Stewart, I'm one of the owners of the Portland Pickles.
One speaker, please.
I'm Bill Stewart, one of the owners of the Portland Pickles, and we play out in Lents Park at Walker Stadium. We're just completing our third year, and I usually come once a year over to chat. And now I'm thinking maybe I need to come a few more times so I know what's going on in our neighborhood. And before I get into what we do and how we impact the community and some of the issues we have, and I think I need to answer some questions too, is the park rangers don't have a place in Lents Park to come and be there to help support the police officers in our community. So one thing we're trying to do is work with parks to see if they have a little ticket booth. And it's a kiddie ticket booth that actually will fall over. But we're trying to partner with Portland Parks to build a little structure there that we can use on game days as quasi-permanent, but it would also house the police of the parks. It's not the police of the parks, who's it again? Rangers. And the Rangers would have a place to go, a place to hang out, and they maybe be more in our neighborhood, and they felt more comfortable and a place to be all the time. So I will keep everyone in charge, up to speed with our discussions there, and see if that might be helpful a little bit. Being there 3 years, we've had impacted the community quite a bit. We have a problem with parking. We have a problem with noise. Our good friends in Eric and I, Eric's been showed a few times, and it's good to see the neighbors. And we kind of know where the neighbors are the most impacted, and those are, in my opinion, the ones that are closest to the park. On 92nd and over on 80 right there behind where the stadium is. And what we're trying to do there is we have 10 o'clock now, we turn the PA system down. The gentleman who runs our PA announcer, he still gets carried away sometimes. He's working Eric's the grandkids up, and Eric's come to say hi. And I apologize for that. But we're trying to become a little bit better neighbors there, and even when Eric comes over, it wakes me up to realize that we have to adhere to some stuff that makes it a little bit easier for our neighbors, and the impact goes right on that street there. The other things we've looked at, and the first year we had 5 fireworks shows, and I came to the meeting at the end of the first year. People didn't like the fireworks, so we lowered it to 3 fireworks last year. And this year we lowered it to 2, and those are on July 3rd and 4th, were traditional fireworks days. So we're going to try and stay at 2 of those games, and just 2 fireworks. We started our games at 7 o'clock, and the lodge behind us, the lodge started at 6:30. It's for most of the people who work in our neighborhood, it gives them a chance to come home and park. If they've got more than one car, they're going to park on the street. So we try not to start our games early and compete for those parking spots we still compete for them. So that's a logic of us starting our games at 7, but sometimes that also puts us into that 10:30 or 11 o'clock every once in a while. And those games are usually at the start of the year where you have 2 ball clubs that aren't very good, haven't played with each other, and it's just 11 o'clock game. So that's what we try to do with the parking with our later starts. We've also played some afternoon games, and it's getting relatively smaller crowds that we can deal with, and it's kind of a unique thing. We have a lot of families, and a lot of young kids, and seniors come on in those games. Our games go at 10 o'clock at night, the little kids are sound asleep at 8 o'clock, so it's kind of nice to see getting those people out in the community to be there. What we do good in our community, we do employ quite a few teenagers. These are their first jobs. We employ 2 or 3 autistic kids who are just incredibly human beings. And then we also have something with Urco. Urco is their first generation immigrants, children who are 16, 17, 14, and we bring them into our concession stands and they work for us. And it's their very first job. So we're like the McDonald's of the neighborhood. And it's worked out, and we've got some wonderful, wonderful kids. And this year, we hired 4 of them at the end of the year to finish up the year and to be with us next year. We have a kid, David, who's autistic in our neighborhood. He comes out probably 15 times a year, and part of his deal is he gets 20 tickets to come to the game with his dad. So we do try and impact the youth and give them first jobs. Also, those kids don't have to drive, they're in their neighborhood. And some of the other stuff that we've done is the lights automatically turn off at 1:30 or 1:45.
Right at
We did have a problem in the wintertime for about 3 or 4 weeks. The lights would come on at 11 o'clock and they'd be on until 8 o'clock in the morning. We had nothing to do with that. We continued to turn them off, but if I was gone for a week back to Colorado, they'd be on and people would come and say, "You turn the damn lights off." We tried it. So it was software push with Portland Parks that they have. We found that working. Other than that, on the attendance side, on kids that come from all over mostly the western United States that play for us, most of our kids are Division I baseball players, and their parents come to town, and the coaches come to town, and most of them come to the Pac-12 league, and they come to Portland, they love it, they've got great experiences. Most of our kids, probably 80% of them are from out of town, and they live with families, or we call them host families, and it's been a tremendous experience for host families, especially employers. Without those host families, it's real tough to get kids to come and leave home. A lot of the mothers, it's the first time the kids leave home, and they want to make sure they've got a good place for their son to live. We've got a spectacular host family program, and it's helped us recruit a lot of good players. Attendance-wise, we've probably increased our attendance to it's close to its max now, so it's not going to get any more people there. Playing on the we play from June 1st till July 29th this year, and then we were off for almost 2 weeks, and we have a playoff game Saturday or Sunday might be our last game. So it's a little short season. And other than that, it's other things that we've impacted the community with is we've got the news, we've got the music, we've got the PA, we've got the parking, and fireworks. So that's about it. And I do want to go for one thing that was brought up. Char asked me to kind of explain it. Almost a year ago, when we first got the lease, we had to get a neighborhood agreement with the neighborhood association. And I was not part of that. Ken Wilson was the one who came to the meetings and got it put together. And it was a 3-year lease with 2 5-year options. So it was a 13-year lease. And after the second year, Portland Parks came back to us and said, we would like you to do a little bit more work. So I went back to the partners and said it's been good, but Portland Parks would like a little bit more work done in the ballpark. If we do it, I'd kind of like to commit to having a 13-year lease. And so we came back about this time last year, spoke to the board, got a letter. The lease never got signed because Michael Latte wouldn't sign it when he was on his way out of Portland Park and back. And finally, the last thing he did was sign it. When the council said it was appropriate to do so. So it got signed, and we have 12 more years left on it, and that's about it. Well, if you've got questions, I know that Charlie wanted to talk about the lease extension. Some people didn't know about it. But if you have questions there, let us know. Also, we do have the police out probably 4 to 5 times a year, additional security when we have larger rooms. The officers have been wonderful. They park their cars up front. They get into the community and they usually give them like hats or baseballs to hand out to young kids so they know it's Santa Claus in the summer. Walking around with hats and baseballs to the young kids. So they're out there. We have security every night, 2 security people, and we have usually 2 police officers in those 5 minutes or the larger crowds. And it's usually July 3rd and July 4th. If we have those dates, they're there for sure. Although it's tough again, you guys are busy with all the stuff that's happening this year. That's it. Questions? Eric?
I think it's good today. We have a history and it's fine. I guess one of the things when we were at the last meeting,